I guess based on what you're saying, Stefan, that sense of ignorance from the employees as far as gaining a true appreciation to what organized labor is and how unions work, that ignorance, I would assume, is somewhat filtrated not just through the working folks, but certainly through all measures of leadership as well in a lot of cases. Wouldn't you agree to that?
I do agree with that, Dan. That's a good statement.
Yeah. Following up with that, gentlemen, we also have the data from BLS as far as union affiliation by industry. I did find that it was somewhat of interest to see protective services continue to get hit, where more than 36% of that industry class is affiliated with unions. The utility models, is professional services, transportation services, social services, education, production, construction, janitorial, manufacturing. Some other industries of note: healthcare, about 9.3%. We certainly have seen a diligent effort by some unions to attack healthcare over the last couple of years. Healthcare support services, as well as healthcare providers themselves, retail, wholesale, warehouse, food preparation, sales, and then to the low side, professional technical services, leisure, hotel, and finance. So, Rick, once again, I guess the same is true from the unionist perspective. If they look at this data, one of the things they can see is what jobs are going to be secure to their foundation in the U.S. versus the jobs that potentially could be moved elsewhere in fright of union involvement. So saying that, how would the union look at this type of information and kind of see their opportunity looking at it from an industry perspective?
Well, Dan, I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's just like healthcare. Years ago when we were building the Organizers Institute and we were looking at healthcare, and one of the things, it almost became a joke, is one of the things is that they can't take the hospital to Mexico or outside the country. It's got to be located. And the same thing with a lot of these services. They can't be moved out. There's services that are protected because they have to be with. I mean, it's just like healthcare. You're looking at retail. You're looking at warehousing, food preparation. I mean, these are things that you can't export. So they know that these jobs will always be there. And another thing, a lot of these jobs you look at just like in warehousing, you're looking at in hotels or restaurants. You see the workforce is, especially in cities like Los Angeles and in Chicago, many other areas, you have a lot of minorities who are working in those industries. So once again, they're concentrating or pairing up their organizers with those workers. So, but once again, the unions, they have this data and they're looking at it and they're saying, okay, this is where we can grow our density, and where it's going to be harder for us to grow our density. And definitely the industries that are not going to leave are going to be where they're going to put their concentration. Because right now they're looking for density right now. And later on, if these laws change or as they get stronger, if they do get stronger, they're going to start looking at other ways to grow their union density also by other industry or by having unionized shops in different companies. But they break it down. But right now they got to build up the strength, the destiny, keep their members strong, and then from that point expand out from there.
It's interesting that you talk about, it's necessary for them to build up membership, to build up their rank and file, because I think it goes without true value having to be said, membership equates to dues, which equates to revenue, and that membership is the only revenue stream that organized labor has. They're not selling a commodity or anything, so clearly they need to increase that rank and file in order to increase their fiscal stronghold. Great point there, Rick, by the way, and I can appreciate that. Stefan, though, I want to turn this back over to you, though, because saying all this, I'm sure some in the audience who are seeing this presentation are immediately doing a self-examination to try to figure out, oh no, what is it we're not seeing? What is it that we should do? Explain to me some of the service offering that Permanent Solutions is now bringing to the table to assist companies in conducting that evaluation process in order to insulate their vulnerabilities and to have a better securement on the investment that they have.
Yes, Dan, I'm happy to do so. As I mentioned earlier, and I'll keep mentioning, companies have to be proactive. They can't wait to the last minute to do things, and I hope they'll remember that April 30th is coming very quickly. We've already gone through January, so there's just a few months left. But what we do, we offer some very, very good and positive programs. One of our programs we call Positive Employee Relations and HR Audit. And what we do with our team of experienced auditors, we come into the plant, we do an examination of the work area, the working environment, which is important to employees. We discuss and do a survey with the leadership team. We also survey and interview their employees to find out what is happening, the issues that they have. We also have an audit with the HR department itself where we spend a considerable amount of time reviewing their policies and procedures. And then we give a very detailed report of what our discovery, but very important in our process, the key word is positive. We come in and we'll tell you about your positive things, and then we also we tell you about things of areas of improvement. And this is part of our continuous improvement programs that we offer. And the Positive Employee Relations Audit is very beneficial to employers in this regard. Another good program we have what we call our Union Vulnerability Index Audit. Again, we talk to each of the hourly employees. We have specific questions that we ask them, and within these questions, we have what we call trigger questions, which are weighted and is able to tell us if certain employees have a propensity to lean towards a third party, a union, and we're able to discover these things, and we're able to discuss it with the employers of what's going on. And by the way, all these programs are very highly confidential. We don't say who said what, but we're able to give the employer the basic information he needs. And as I know you probably mentioned before, there's a big cost when someone organizes, and we estimate there's a cost range on an average around 30%. So that's important for the employer to know. But not only do these type of audits to find out what your employees are thinking or whether towards a union or not, but we offer some very good training programs. We have a program we call Leadership Edge, which trains from first-line supervisors up through managers and above. We talk about positive versus negative leadership. We talk about leadership style that's there. We talk about decision-making, how to make clear objectives, how to motivate your employees. We talk about coaching and conflict resolution. We also have another program which is very important, which you talked about throughout your presentation here, about the communication edge. And it's very important to know the methods of communication.
Has left the conference.
And we also offer one about change management and harassment. So we offer a variety of good, solid, positive programs for employers.
That's great, Stephan. I do appreciate your time to kind of elaborate on some of that because clearly a lot of clientele, they know Permanent Solutions from those traditional services that we have offered historically over the last 13 years, campaign management, dealing with the actual fight at hand, and offering direct persuaders as well. So again, I do appreciate your time to elaborate on that and to offer our audience the opportunity to know more about the services that we offer in general. That being said, I do believe Rick has had to exit us here to take another phone call, but I would like to offer to our audience some ways to contact us. Permanent Solutions Labor Consultants, our U.S. corporate office located in Detroit, our associated regional office for South America located in Colombia as well. Again, keeping in mind that we do serve the greater Americas, border to border, so to speak. Our number, 313-914-2017. If you wish to contact me directly, my email, it's dblock, D-B-L-O-C-K, at PSLabor.com. And, Stefan, I believe your email, Sestina, S-S-E-N.
No.
Go ahead and give that to me real quick.
It's S-S-E-S-T-I-N-A at PSLaborconsultants.com. No, excuse me.
Very good. Very good. And Rick Torres, rtorres at PSLabor.com. Ladies and gentlemen, that being said, I do appreciate your time to join us today for the webcast seminar. Stefan, thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to having you join us in future presentations.
Dan, thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Very good. On behalf of Stefan Sestina, Rick Torres, I'm Dan Block. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future. Thank you.